You join me today at Chadwell Springs Family Golf Centre. I went there on the day that I done did, expecting a course similar to Wheat Hampstead, that being a mixture of par 3s and 4s. However, I should have confirmed this before leaving the house, as I discovered it was now an unrecognisable 9-hole par 3 course. Also on site, there is a 17-bay driving range, a 9-hole pitch and putt course where you can also play foot golf, and a pub called the King's Mead, part of the McMullen Group. So, let's get to it. Hole 1 is a par 3. Duh. At 160 yards, it's one of the longest out here, but not the longest. I had to hit my 5 hybrid to carry the bunker right in front of the green. This was exactly how I saw the shot. However,
the ball carried the bunker perfectly, so it went just off the back of the green. Could easily 2-putt for a par, or it could be a normal 3 putts or whatever for a bogey. We'll see, won't we, when we get up there.
Couldn't have hit it any better, but I still had it all to do to make par. I chose to punt a pitching wedge, and if the greens had any speed in them, I would have had a simple tap in for a par. It still wasn't a bad shot. I had a chance to make a good start to the round. Even online that wasn't going in. A bogey start. How original. The second hole is the only hole out here measuring less than 100 yards. I opted for the gap wedge, hoping it would either carry perfectly or run up to the front right flag. I got the carry. Shame about the pull.
Now we can 3-putt too.
What stops me playing well the most, apart from my driving, putting,
pitching, chipping, ball striking, hand-eye coordination, and general
ability, is what goes on in my head. I didn't make the par on the first, and now I'm talking myself into another bogey on this hole, despite hitting my tee shot onto the green. I tend to do this, or put too much pressure on making a good score, which really hampers my ability to play well. Believe it or not, mate, you have a chance to make a birdie here. And if the greenkeeper had remembered to oil the greens, this may have been the reality. Still, it's a straightforward oh dear. The prophecy of self-fulfilling came true.
Pretty sure there was no camera there. I probably would have 2-putted that all day, every day. But of course, the camera, got to make a score. Nope.
The group in front called me up on the third. I took the offer on this day. This hole played about 114 yards, so I grabbed the pitching wedge and took dead aim at the flag. Unfortunately, the flag is not over there. I hit a provisional onto the left side of the green to be safe. It took me a few minutes to find the ball, not what you want when there's a 2-ball watching you after letting you play through. I needed to make a better impression. Yep, that'll do it. Can we make this one for par? It really is a different game of the putts drop in. Hole 4 has about 15 yards more than its predecessor, and therefore requires an extra club to reach it. I had about as much idea where the ball went as I did of how close this woman was. An inkling, but no more.
Imagine this is the one I parred. Not easy, this one. Got to land it basically on the flag as it stops. Off a bare line, might I add.
I said this because this was awful. There was no place I could land this that wouldn't throw the ball forward and off the other side. So let's just get this over with.
Oh, it felt so good and yet it was so crap.
Things aren't much better over here. At least I could run it on. This would certainly be a good time to hole a putt. Keep that bogey train going. Oh, I see. Too good for the bogey train, are we? Oh wait, we're too bad for the bogey train. That makes more sense. And now we reach the longest hole on the course. Length usually equates to difficulty in golf, and at Stroke Index 1, this is no exception. However, that doesn't necessarily make it difficult for me. Now, short-siding myself on the longest and hardest hole, that'll make it difficult for me.
Lazy golf. Lazy golf means two things to me. One, shots being of a poor quality due to lack of practice. And two, the requirement of an extra shot because of one poor shot on a hole. Need one extra one then to make up for that. Hence the bogey every single time. On the case of the last hole, worse than bogey.
I didn't want to risk duffing the ball forward and making another 5, so I made sure it definitely got to the green. And by that, I mean I made sure it went through the green. In any case, I'm still putting for my par. Ooh, what could have been if the ball hadn't jumped? That's going to be another 4-5. Another 4-5.
So it's the same thing every time. Tee shot doesn't hit the green for whatever reason. Ball's too far left, right, long, short. I'm left in a tricky position for my second shot. Play a half decent shot, but it doesn't get close enough to the flag, and then I 2-putt for a 4, or in the case of the last 2 holes, I don't keep the ball on the green. I then chip on, and then I 2-putt for a 5. Lazy golf.
The 6th hole is the second longest hole on the course. I bet you can't guess what its stroke index is. I'm sticking with the 5 hybrid here. Can I do a better job this time?
Right next to the flag until it took a huge kick to the left. Just left the green now. Good fall.
Ah, another prophecy.
See if we can 2-putt from here. Go on, 2-putt for a par. How hard is that?
Realistically, that's the worst I'll do from here. Let's see if I've learnt from past mistakes. I made sure to get the putt past the hole. That's a good start. And that's a good finish. Our first par of the day, at last.
Not a complete wasted trip then.
The 7th hole is a much shorter and easier hole at 114 yards. For some reason I have a 9-iron out for this one. I may have been hitting into the wind. I actually can't remember. What I do remember is how close this shot wound up to the pin.
And that is shot of the day.
It was this close.
Okay, it's a par at worst, but come on, please. Slow putt and go at this.
Another birdie opportunity. One of these will drop eventually. Maybe it'll be this one. Maybe it'll stop right on the edge of the hole. I gave it a few seconds before finishing it off. At least it's 2 pars in a row.
It's never going to happen, is it? It's never going to happen. Not on camera, anyway.
Before we go any further, let's take a moment to appreciate the view. These pictures were taken from the 8th tee. We have the A10 road that weaves between the fields and goes over the River Lee and New River. And in the distance, you can see the town of Ware. The Chadwell Spring, for which this place is named after, is a part of the New River and can be found on the other side of the A119, the road adjacent to the course. And oh look, there's the par train we currently find ourselves on. So on to hole 8, and our fortunes have turned around. We parred the last 2 holes, and a good shot here will give us a look at another. I said a good shot. Why would I ever listen to myself?
the ground for the ball, and that's the result of a 5 probably. Alright, come on, up and down for a par.
A 5 should be the absolute worst I make on any hole. A 4 is a more realistic goal from here. After that shot though, a 4 would be disappointing. So, will we stay on the par train, or will we once again make the connection to the bogey train? Come on, you're not even trying now. Bogey train it is. And so, we reached the final hole, and I believe this is the same tee box the 9th hole used to have. It was a par 4 then, but it's a par 3 now. 134 yards uphill. I chose the 8 iron as I didn't want to put the ball through the back of the green.
It's just short of the green. It's not a 7 iron, though. That was not a 7 iron. Yeah, a better strike would have got it there. Or failing that, a golf shot would have got it there. Let's go run the 7 in now.
One last punt up the green. I've hit some good recovery shots today, and this would be another.
I almost ran it in. Right, we at least finish on a high. Give me a reason to come out here again.
It looked closer from the front of the green, but we're still within 6 feet, meaning we could indeed end on a high. And we would have done had I hit it harder or the ball didn't slam the brakes on. And that is how you shoot 9 over par for 9 holes. Missed greens and missed putts were the 2 big issues in this round. When I missed greens, I still gave myself a chance to save par more often than not. However, I didn't hole a single putt all day. If I fixed these issues, I would be easily shooting lower scores on these types of courses. I know I always say this, but I would recommend checking out Chadwell Springs. Personally, I prefer playing par 3 and shorter courses because I grew up playing them and developed a sharp short game back in the day. I still get a glimmer of it sometimes, like when I got up and down for par 3 times in a row at Western Turville. I also enjoy courses that are more than just the course and the clubhouse. Chadwell Springs has a pro shop and a pub where I have to get a drink at the end of my round. That's good OJ. Also, check out how you get to the course.
Calling. Please wait. The King's Mead and Chadwell Springs. The gate is open.
It's automatic. Oops.
Never had to do that anywhere else. You can play Chadwell Springs for £10.50 during the week and £11 at weekends and bank holidays. It will challenge your short game, as you saw earlier on. Speaking of which, these are my best 3 shots of the day. Thank you for watching my Chadwell Springs course vlog, and I'll see you in the next one.
And that is shot of the day.